Hey, Rob Dayton with Priority Living. I want to talk to you about self-interest behavior. Self-interest behavior. I think that the challenge many of us have on this journey, the master's program and getting through life and doing kingdom service, is that we feel like the sin or the self-indulgence we could do is really the sacrifice. But I want to suggest to you that if we rewire our minds to understand that denying oneself is actually self-interested behavior, how we can get greater alignment in being successful in those endeavors. You know, Jesus didn't condemn self-interest behavior. In fact, his angle is always to motivate you from a self-interest standpoint. He says it's better for you to give than to receive. So you can be fooled by that verse and think, okay, so sacrifice, I'm going to give sacrificially, but in fact he's saying it's better for you to give than it is to receive. And some of us have pursued generosity and understand how that life-giving that is. When the disciples were on the road arguing about who would be the greatest, Jesus does not condemn the desire to be the greatest. He gives a pathway to greatness. If you want to be the servant of all, if you want to be great, you'll be the servant of all, is what he says to them, pointing to a way for greatness. So I want you to think about that, because if we don't embrace our self-interest and what's best for us in the kingdom space, our body is going to be doing this battle about looking at sin as the sacrifice, when in fact sin, the self-indulgent behavior, leads to loneliness. It leads to isolation. It's ephemeral. It doesn't satisfy. Sin leads to destruction. It's not self-interested to be destroyed. The enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy, and Jesus comes to give life to the full. I mean, there's no real argument there. There's no decision to be made. We want life to the full. And so the trick is getting the body to see that denying oneself is actually the prize. It's actually the thing we want. Paul gives this wonderful analogy about a runner who's competing in a race. And in Corinthians, he's talking about if you want to win the race, you have to exercise self-control. You have to do self-discipline to do the things that are right so that you will win. And he says in that case, the runner's just competing for a wreath. But in our case, we're competing for the grand prize of an eternity, that we could actually indulge in the gospel that we tell others about. And that is true self-interest behavior. Wants to indulge in the gospel, which is serving others, which is denying oneself, which is taking up that cross so that others can be saved. And that is not just for eternity. That is how your health, that's how God has designed health and psychiatric health in this world, is these things, these obedience, the things he's calling us to do. The words of Jesus that say, do this, are not for us to be miserable. He's not being the cosmic killjoy. He's inviting us into relationship and into an incredible, rewarding lifestyle. So I hope that is helpful for you today as you move forward, rechanging your mind into self-interest, the things of Christ that he's asking us to do, and seeing how they're going to benefit you now and in eternity. We're in your corner.